Eli, what do you guys keep in your D&D box? Things that you always take no matter what. You take your screen, your handbook, dice, trays, notebook, and bookmark. Uh, Certainly dice, and I have a dice tray that one of my players made me that I like to use. I I don't always use a screen, so that's not a must-have. I actually don't. Um, every once in a while, players will like kind of sneak glances at notes, which I think is kind of funny because it's like you're gonna make. Can you make sense of that? I'd say for me, the most important thing is to have notes for whatever's going on. I can make do. Put me at the table as long as I have a plan, as long as I have an idea, uh, and whatever prep I think I needed. Obviously, I could probably just pick up and yes and my way through a session, but I can use whatever to represent the game. Push comes to shove, I don't need very much. Yeah. Now, if I'm actually gonna like, if I'm showing up with terrain or something like that, like that's a different story. Miniatures and all that stuff magnifies the deal quite a bit. But that's not necessary to play the game. Just to have fun playing it. No, I'm just kidding. That's the story that I've heard, Peter. Yeah, it was the basically the idea was that the dungeon master was like this voice, but the players couldn't see the DM and vice versa. I'm sure that wasn't always the case, but it must have happened for as often as that story gets told. Really, even the players couldn't? It's like at a certain point, it's like, what are we doing here, guys? Well, the thing about it, it really seems to me. I mean, I've only been a player for a few years, but doesn't it seem like our wonderful hobby was born from the depths of actually? Like if actually was a monster somewhere out there, its origin, there's a cave and you go deep down and beneath the sea of technically the rules say, and a little bit down deeper than that, you can find the origin of our game, which is a bunch of people trying to outrule each other and really just making what to us in that time, I guess it's exciting new games and stuff like that, but so many of the people that made the game that has become what we love, we would probably hate to see it sit down at our tables. Maybe that's just me, but that's somewhere that's I feel that. It feels true. The game's changed. It's a different thing. I know what attracts me to it is not what attracted players to it 30 years, not 30, shoot, a lot more than that, but many years ago. And I guess, it's a very there are lots of different ways into the game. You can come through the front door, you can come through the window, you can come through the attic upstairs or dig a tunnel in. Like there's a lot of room and a lot of territory in this game, but it's funny to think about how much it was this one specific thing in the early days, and how much I feel like it's expanded to be so much more than it used to be. But we're in a privileged position, right? We're now, and they're back then. So what do we know really? What do I know? Well, I'm right and they were wrong. That's what I know, right? That's Man, I've pieced it together. Genius. Genius over here.